Pop the champagne and pull up a seat, because we're about to get into real talk, real stories, and real power moves. This is Champagne and Chat, where we mix success with a little bit of spice, and trust me, you don't want to miss this one.
Welcome, y'all. Sorry we're kind of tardy. We're tardy for the party, but neither high. Thank y'all for joining us. Y'all come on in the room. We have some amazing guests today, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves to you all. So y'all better be ready, y'all. We got a time for y'all tonight. So they're gonna take some time and introduce themselves to y'all. It doesn't matter who goes first.
All right, well, I will go. Hello, everyone. You got your girl Sabrina here. I am an author, real estate investor, and serial entrepreneur, guys. And I'm just super excited to be invited here tonight by Dr. J. Yes, guys. So that's all. I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love people. I love helping people, and that's what I like to do.
Okay, we with it.
Hey, everybody. I am Lakeisha. I am also a serial entrepreneur, mom, wife, boss. I am the owner of the first Black-owned children's spa in the city of Miami, as well as the city of Pembroke Pines. And we are here. Thank you, Dr. J, for inviting us. I am so excited to sit and chat with these wonderful, amazing powerhouse women tonight.
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to raise our glasses and toast to you, phenomenal women. Yes, cheers. So y'all, listen, we're welcoming y'all to Champagne and Chats. We don't play cute. We pour up. We have a good time. We peel back our layers. And tonight we're going to be talking about sex, power, and success. The things that women have to downplay, the rules that we're told to follow quietly. Tonight we break all that wide open. So I hope y'all ready. So, and I have two women that's gonna be loud and proud. They're gonna be telling their little stories. They're gonna tell their truth, and we maybe get into a little bit of trouble tonight. So, Let's get started. So, Lakeisha, first with you. I know you share your mother-daughter dynamic duo, and I know sometimes you incorporate your other daughter and your mom and things of that nature, and your husband be at the vending event sometime with y'all too. So, how do you balance power and partnership as two generations in one business?
It's not easy. I am so honestly grateful for my family who always supports. No matter how crazy it may sound or how crazy it may look to other people, we pretty much mesh together. We balancing work and family. As a businesswoman, I never knew this before I became an entrepreneur. Like just working a 9 to 5, getting off at 5, going home, doing different things, picking up kids from school. It was just a day-to-day routine. But being an entrepreneur, it is like totally different. It's not the same type of dynamic. So I try to balance both. So we have family time, we do trips, we work in business. So my husband owns his own business as well. So it's He's an entrepreneur, been owning his business over 20 years. So listen, this is not for the weak, but we make it work. We make it work.
So what's the one thing the community doesn't see that you carry?
They don't see the long hours. They don't see the tears. They don't see the sleepless nights. All they see is what we show, which is success. And it's hard. It's not easy, but at the end of the day, we're not giving up. We still gonna be moving. We still gonna be making these power moves. We still gonna be doing so much. It's just I'm just excited about that, but it's trying sometimes. People don't see that. People long hours and the sleepless nights and the tears, and baby, I be want to wave the white flag sometime and just Take me out the game, coach. I'm
Yeah,
tired.
what somebody else said, coach.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, people see the spa, they see the glow, they see the facials, they see the kids having fun, they see the modeling, but they don't see the late nights, the sacrifice, the moments you want to quit, the power, and that's the quiet power that people don't get to see. So we thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So Sabrina. I've been knowing Sabrina for some years now. And you know, even when my mom first met her, my mom was like, "Oh, I love her spirit, I love her energy, all the stuff like that." And even with her telling her story to my mom when she first met her, it was just like, "Oh." So I know you being twice married, survivor of domestic violence, and building wealth, and helping other people build wealth, marketing, TLC, mentoring women, all of these things. How do you hold space for other women when you're healing yourself?
Mm.
Well, for one, you got to keep God first. That's just first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go a day without praying, meditating, and taking time out for me. You know,
That's right.
most people wait one day out of the week on Sunday or whatever. No, like, it's a lifestyle for me. Every day I'm up at 3 a.m. praying and meditating. You know what I'm saying? Working out, doing what I need to do for me. Because there's no way in the world that I can be a good mom, a good wife, a good businesswoman, you know, and not take time out for myself. So my day start early. 3 a.m., I'm up. I'm praying. I'm meditating. I'm working out. I'm doing what I need to do to heal me first. And do what I need to do for me first before I start pointing to anybody else, you know? So that's how I'm able to do it. Just making sure I'm up before anybody else. I'm praying and I'm doing what I need to do for me. That makes me feel good about Sabrina.
Yes, I like that. And so tonight, what part of your story are you ready to stop hiding?
Oh, girl, look, I'm an open book. I don't have nothing to hide. Okay, I am a open book. Anybody that know me already know that. Like, he gonna tell it. Like, I feel like people, you overcome and you heal by telling your
testimony. That's right.
Yes.
You know, so I'm an open book. I don't have nothing to hide. So whatever, any questions you ask, I'm an open book. Like,
let's do it. Yes, do it. Because you know, so many.
What you see, you
so many women are bleeding behind the business card. But let me tell y'all, like, the pain is part of your purpose. It's part of your position and things that people don't even know. And so that's where the real, authentic, unfiltered version of us come out. And so that version is what we respect the most because nobody don't know the healing you go through with that version. So I hope y'all ready. Anybody can answer this first. It's just quick. So have you ever used your femininity as a power play?
Of course, like every day. Like, I mean, being feminine is who we are, right? I mean, no matter where I am or what I'm doing, I'm gonna use my femininity to get what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just comes natural. You know, and no matter, I can be in the gas station. Can I pump your gas? Can I pump your gas? Yes.
Absolutely.
If I'm in the mall, like, whatever I'm at, I'm gonna use my feminine. If you in the mall, can I buy that for you? Yes, you can. Like, so I use my feminine wherever I'm at. It's a part of who I am.
Okay, Lakeisha.
Yes, the same with me. I'll kind of, downplay it a little bit because, you don't want to, I'm married. So, but when we places and and I tell my husband too, and we, you in a certain, say you're in a restaurant and my husband is of another race. Okay. So they look at us a little crazy sometimes. And then the girls be acting a little funny with me and they act a little nice with him. And I be saying, don't worry about it. Just go and get what we need. Just go ahead and do what you got to do or whatever, just, be nice or whatever. She acting this thing. And the same with me, he be like, go ahead and do whatever, it's not whatever, like, as far as like trying to, do something that's out of character. But if, you can use what you have, to just, persuade or get what you need. Just like Sabrina said, you want to pump my gas, you want to, do whatever, you want to go ahead and give me this extra, this and that, go ahead. That's fine. I'll receive it. No strings attached, but I'll receive it.
Exactly. No strings attached.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. No strings attached. Exactly.
So do you think being married or single affects how people treat your business?
Absolutely, I think so. In a way, you know what I'm saying. In a way, I say that because depending on who the customer is, I'll put it like that. You know,
Yeah.
if depending on who the customer, like if you married, a lot of me being honest and open. Oh, I'm married. Sometimes they be like, oh, they would do certain things if I wasn't married in my business. You know what I'm saying? So I would say yes, it does.
Well, I receive, I get dads coming here all the time. So, and it's a people don't know, people, because my husband is kind of like in the background type stuff. He don't be up here all the time. He don't barely be up here unless I need him to do something. But they don't really see him. But they know I'm married, and they still, come or whatever and do whatever. But the women, they be a little extra because they want their kids to feel a certain way and this and that. And the parent and the moms be looking like, okay, now that's enough. Like, okay, whatever. But it could affect it a little bit.
Yeah. It depends on the season and where you
Yeah.
at and who's your
Yeah.
audience and your target
Correct.
market at that time.
Correct.
So I get it because, Jesus, Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
I go through that. So
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do.
it is crazy because last week I had a consultation with a couple, but one of the guys, like, I know him or whatever, and I guess he thought like I didn't even remember him or anything like that. So he said my wife is here or whatever. So the first day I'm like, oh hey, because I don't want to be talking, and then I
Correct.
don't want to look rude, and I'm
Right.
but she wasn't saying anything, and so my friends was like, oh, she ain't say nothing because she wanted to see if you were gonna say somebody lying. But I'm like, I just want to know that I'm gonna acknowledge you because I ain't being rude.
Right.
That's just respect.
So yeah, so each is you know.
It is what it is.
So what's the most disrespectful moment you've had as a woman in business?
I don't know. I don't really think I think.
Even when you first started, no men over talking you, making it seem like they know what they talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Listen to me.
Well, I would say that with my business, I had to kind of reinforce who I was because they would try to be like, okay, is that a thing? Like, what? You making money? What?
Oh, like your little business.
Yeah, my little business that was over town.
Yeah. Oh,
Now we in the mall. Okay, I'm confused. We ain't get here by, So it's like
by being Leo.
right. So it's like I had to reinforce kind of who I was, even with men and women.
Yeah.
It was really, and now everybody was like, oh, this and that, and oh, it's this and that, and be like, oh yeah, you quit your good paying job to do that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Because it actually paying me more.
And you don't have to clock in, clock out,
Correct.
and PTO and all that. So we get it.
Correct.
So Sabrina, have you thought of a moment or nah?
I mean, yeah, I think when I transitioned, because for a long time I was a dancer for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So transitioning to being a full-time entrepreneur, I had people be like, try to like downplay, like, oh, she a dancer, like she ain't really she ain't a real businesswoman. So stuff like that, I had to deal with, and having to feel like I had to prove myself. Like my first business I ever had when I first transitioned was I owned a hair salon. And so I felt like they kind of downplayed my business, because I came from the entertainment industry, So I was like, okay, I gotta show you. Okay, I may start off with 2 chairs, but it ended up being 10 5 years later,
Wow. Yes, come on now. So yes. And so what's one rule you learned and one rule you broke?
Oh, that's a good one. The one rule I learned was be completely transparent. Be completely transparent. And I also broke that same rule before too. Like
yeah. Because they don't want us to be transparent.
Exactly.
When you on social media, they want you to label and package it up and present it real pretty and stuff like that and put it out there. So yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Yes. Like I tell people to be completely transparent, so you don't leave no room for guessing and assuming. But then
Correct.
sometimes you gotta kind of draw back and say, maybe I should be, I ain't gonna say not, well, just not right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna still be transparent, but sometimes you gotta learn that you can't give it all to them at one time. It might be a
Mm-mm.
little too much, you know?
Yes. Okay, I can appreciate that. Yes.
I had to learn to just know who I was. Like, as far as being a woman owned business, a black owned business, because I'm in the industry that is not many black people in this industry, and that's successful. And I had to realize who I was when I get in these rooms with the people that don't look like me, arena. And not, hello, I got a master's degree. Like, it's crazy. Like, you came from being an educator and an administrator, so why are you downplaying what you're doing? But I had to remember who I was.
Yes.
And then when I remember who I was, then when people see you now, they idolizing you, they're looking at you, they're celebrating you, the ones that wasn't hating. So it's the fact of knowing who you are. Well, I had to know
Ooh,
who I was.
yes. I like that. And so tonight wasn't, we talk about not just being perfect and having everything,
Mhm.
or we setting it up for perfection. It's about our truth and living in the truth. And
Correct.
women who survived battles and sacrifice and stood in their power and stood in their truth. So
Hmm.
Lakeisha and Sabrina, I just thank y'all for being here and allowing us to know that version of y'all and all of those things. So how it looks is the energy is impactful and all those things like that. But when y'all going through the day-to-day life, what keeps you going? What motivates you? Like when you like, man, I'm ready to throw in this white towel, forget this, da da da. Like, what motivates you, or what be like, you know what, it's gonna be okay.
Thinking about my future, thinking about seeing myself not as who I am currently, and keeping that vision of the person I'm always becoming. That's what keeps me going. It just keeps me understand that it's gonna be a
Mm,
process, and this is
Hmm.
just part of the process. I know that I feel that God has a higher purpose for my life, and so I just look at that everything that I gotta go through. Anything I go through, it gotta happen for me to become the
Hmm.
woman that God is formed, but helping me become me. So that's having that
mm,
higher version of myself saying, okay, this is just part of the story. This is just part of the
Hmm.
journey to where I'm going.
I like that. Yeah.
I think of just thinking back when I was younger, how people said I wouldn't be.
Mm,
Right? People said growing up, I don't really talk about it much, but growing up, people would tell my mom, because we were in a certain situation, and then that situation changed because my stepfather went to prison, so they said that we wouldn't be anything, right? They said that I wouldn't graduate high school, and I would have a house full of children. um
tell them how many kids you have.
Two. Two, and with 3 degrees, graduated high school. So it's like that was just a drop in a bucket. So, and my mom would be on drugs and all kinds of stuff, and she's heading a major nonprofit organization. So it's like I think of those things when I feel that the weight is getting too heavy, and I realize that God placed whatever that I'm going through on my plate for me to eat it, and it
Mm,
goes a testimony to somebody else. Is going to help some other girl or help some other young man be able to overcome and
mm,
be able to excel because of different things that people try to speak into my life. And I have to remember that I'm not going to be that, and I'm determined that I'm not going to be that. And so I think I've excelled a little bit. I'm still going and
a
still
little bit.
doing a little something that that God is pleased with. But it's the fact that the trauma
Yes.
you go through in life push you to your purpose. And I
Mm,
have to realize that the trauma that I endured as a kid and even as an adult, I needed to go through that because
yes.
I wouldn't be here. And so, just as Sabrina said, just remembering and just understanding who you are, your purpose, and the struggles. is going to push you and catapult you to the next level. And so that's what keeps me going every day, because I have my children to live for. I have my family to live for. I have God that's going to sustain me to get me to where I
Yeah.
need. And so I have the faith that, to believe that whatever I went through in my past years, and my and abuse and all kinds of stuff, wherever I went through, I had to go through it. I had to go through
Mm.
it. It didn't feel good while we was going through it, but we had to go through it in order to help somebody else and to get to where we are. Because if he did it for me and I was able to overcome, anybody can overcome it, right?
Yes. Yes. So how did y'all past trauma, did it ever make you like second guess your ability to lead or to even trust yourself?
Oh, Jesus. We going in, okay.
I told you.
Lord.
Well, I can't say it helped. It made me. I don't think I ever questioned my ability. You know what I have done is questioned um whether I trust my decision making or not.
Mhm.
You know, but never my ability, because I feel like God equipped me with everything I need on the inside of me. You know what I'm saying? But it's just me having better discernment
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. You know, like questioning and understanding, like, why am I making these certain decisions? You know?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mine, I don't believe it either. It made me second guess myself, or but it made me, the trauma that I went through because of my upbringing, it made me tough.
Mm.
I was not falling. I was going to just they say I made the devil out of a liar. I'm
Yes.
not going to be this. I'm not going to be that. I was determined to excel, whether if I had to crawl or walk. And
Mm.
so it was no plan B. It was no plan B. We was gonna do whatever it is that we was called to do. But if I didn't have God in my life, I don't know where I would be.
Yes, that
So
part.
Yes.
and
Yes.
so I didn't have, a spirit of discernment, and God was send people in your life to either make or break you. But He
Yes.
sent them. He sent
Yes.
them.
Yes.
So 'cause nothing can happen without Him. So He sent them, and so I had to realize that the people that I was holding on tight to, those were the ones that God wanted me to let go, and we could not get to where we needed to be holding on to them. And so I had to realize that the trauma that I went through, it wasn't just for me.
Mm.
It was for those people and for that person. Because listen, I can look at, I can somebody. I was, this platform is, oh my God. Something happened to me as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw my mom suffer domestic violence real bad, and people will be like, how can somebody do, when I tell my testimony, people be like, how can somebody do that to her? Look at this lady. And so I watched that, and
Mm-hmm.
I was determined that wasn't going to be me, and I was
Girl.
determined that that wasn't going to be my life. But then I end up doing some of the things that she went through. And
Yes.
so something happened to me as a kid, and God is so good to me. I was able to look the accuser
Ooh.
in the face. So it's like the ones that the people that hurt you, that time in your life when you go through trauma, it don't feel good. You
Mm-mm.
trying to figure out why you, or why me, why I got to go through this, but we had to go through it to get to where we are. Look at us.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
So
proud
do
of
you
us.
think so do you think that the trauma from your childhood or your early adulthood ever shows up, and how do you handle it now?
Okay, and you know what, it does. And I try to, my therapeutic sessions with myself, I don't suppress anything, because say something come up, somebody do the wrong thing, or come at you the wrong way, or do something that somebody used to do to you, and you thought you was over that thing and you suppressed it, and now it's coming out and everybody looking at you crazy because they didn't even know that part of you was alive. So
Yes.
I if I'm feeling a certain way, I try to just sit and meditate and I pray and I just talk to God about it. I just talk to God about it. And if I need somebody to talk to, I'll talk to them about it. And see, somebody who's not judgmental, somebody who's not going to tell me what I want to hear, but tell me what I need to hear. That's going to help me. So that stuff shows up. And it's a nasty thing. It's a nasty thing.
Yes.
But you're no longer that person.
Yes. Sabrina?
Well, I haven't really, like, in my childhood. I don't think I went through. I ain't gonna say I don't think I went. I come from a 2-parent household. My mom and dad are still together.
That's
so
good.
I had they 61 and 62. They got married at 18. So it's like I didn't have like any trauma in that area, but I did. Well, no, I'm lying, because I did see although they've been together for a very long time, I did see a lot of infidelity with my father, with my mother. And I think that's why in my relationships, I kind of okayed it, because I seen my mother deal with it, and she's still married to my dad. And it wasn't until it was maybe they 60, I'm gonna say maybe 40, 50 in that area, to where he just cleaned his act up and just went, cold turkey. Like, okay, I'm gonna just do the right thing. I'm tired of arguing with your mom. I don't want to lose my wife. I don't want to lose my children, because she has packed up the house and just left. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I have experienced that. And so really, my dad is her first, second, and fourth husband. They was married exactly. So she'll marry him, divorce him, remarry him with the same man again. So I was about to lie and say, so I truly believe that watching stuff like that is kind of why, I ain't gonna say kind of, is why I probably make the decisions that I make with men. My dad was raised us to be like, okay, well, he straight up said, I pay all the bills. Like, the mama didn't work. So it's like, I always got a relationship with men that pay all the bills, and then they end up doing whatever the hell they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Because he who holds the power.
Yep.
Hello.
Holds control.
And being with my first husband is where it really made me be like, you know what? I'm not giving you that much power, because I stayed because I felt like I couldn't leave, because who's gonna take care of me? You know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't until finally when I started writing books and making my own money, to where I was like, because I met him in the strip club. So it was like, okay, when I met him in the strip club, I didn't go back to the work no more. So now I'm just a housewife. My first husband was in the military, so he made very good money. He wasn't just no small fry. He was a sergeant, okay? So definitely making 6 figures. I could fly anywhere, be anywhere I wanted to be. So it was like I allowed him to do a lot of things because of the lifestyle that I had. You know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't until afterwards I was like, hold on. I don't give a damn how many bills you pay. You ain't gonna disrespect me. You ain't finna keep cheating on me. It's just not finna happen. And so me making my own money allowed me to walk away and decide to say, you know what? Even though you are paying all the bills, I have a really good life. I'm not gonna allow you to keep treating me any kind of way just because you paying all the bills, just because you the breadwinner. So I was about to tell a lie. So I think that is the main reason why I have a lot of trauma in that area. And in my dad, it would say it right now. Just because a man, you don't mean he don't love you. I loved your mom. I loved your mom, but I still did what I wanted to do. But that didn't mean I didn't love her. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a lot of times why I have picked the wrong men, because yes, they can take care of me. I ain't never had no man that didn't pay all my bills. Honestly. Like when you tell me, man, I've never had no man tell me 50-50. I ain't never had no man. No, you're gonna come with some coins. You hear me? Bring
the coins, baby.
I want all them coins. But that's also my downfall too, because they had the money. It's like I accept that, but then not really paying attention to the character of the man. Not really paying attention to who he really is without the money. You know what I'm saying? So that's my issue. You know? So I think so. I'm gonna say that childhood trauma, even though I grew up in a 2-parent household, watching my dad and my mom go through a lot of stuff, is a reason why I don't settle for less. Because I'm gonna pick a man that can take care of me, but I gotta stop picking a man just because he can take care of me, not disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? Not cheat on me, not lie to me. You know, things like that. You know.
So, have you ever had a moment where sex and business overlapped and you had to make a choice?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's good.
No.
So, what's your take on dating someone in the same industry? Is that like a power energy move, or is it a messy situation?
I've never experienced that. Like
Yeah, me
any man I
neither.
ever dated, they've always did something else. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
my, for instance, my first
Oh,
husband, he was in the military. Then I dated a lot of guys who sold drugs. I definitely wasn't selling no drugs. So it's like,
For real.
like I definitely wasn't selling no drugs. I just used the
Right.
drug money to build my businesses. Okay. So it's
Right.
like I've never really encountered that. You know,
Yeah. You never had to go through that either.
I never had to
yeah.
go through that.
So,
Yeah. Thank God.
do you think women have to sacrifice more than men for success?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so. I mean, because even with my second husband, I feel like I sacrificed a lot because I didn't want him to feel less than or inferior. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I sacrificed and then travel a lot of places, did take on a lot of opportunities just because I felt like he was gonna feel some type of way. You know?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So in that area, yeah.
Yes.
I think that women have to sacrifice more from business to the work world, everything, because we're nurturers. We're
Mm.
parents, we're wives, we're girlfriends, we're, it's a lot. We carry a lot of titles, we take a lot of responsibilities. The men, even they just go to work and making sure they want to make sure that they want to make sure we straight, but then we want to make sure that everything else around us is okay. So we
Everything.
sacrifice a lot.
Everybody, even the people who ain't even in your house.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So, what does power look like for y'all nowadays? Is it soft power, dominant energy? Are you always on boss mode? Do you gotta calm down sometimes? Are you in your soft girl? Are you demure?
I like to be. I don't know. I'm a boss when I'm here, and when I get home, I'm a whole wife. I'm a whole wife. I try to be anyway. I don't think I'm too bossy. I don't know. I don't know. So it's like
I'm gonna
I
ask
try
him.
to I
The
try
next
to
time I
be.
see him, I'm gonna ask him.
Ask him. See what he say too. Ask Imani too. Ask us. Ask the kids. But
Yeah.
I try to because I don't think I'm a tough boss. I don't think so. I used to be. My sister says that she's my mom's nicest kid. Like she's my mom's nicest child. So so in other words, she's saying I'm mean and I'm bossy. So I don't know.
I ain't never see that. I done
See
seen
what
what
I'm
the
saying? I told we have to do a poll to see
yeah, yeah, we
who's the
definitely gotta do
nicest. Like, but I try to balance that
it.
because being in church, being a businesswoman, going to work, taking care of kids, uh, you have to balance. You can't be it all, because then you're gonna burn out and then
Yeah.
or you're gonna crash out. So it's
Yeah.
like you have to, take your time and be what whatever in whatever arena you're in, just boss it up. Like,
Right. Okay, Sabrina.
I'm a whole baby when I'm at home, my man. I can't do nothing. I can't pick
You
up
pick up the
nothing. I can't do
trash.
nothing.
You
Can
Like,
you pass me the napkin, please,
Mhm.
man? Can you wipe my earbuds?
like I'm a whole baby, so I'm a powerful woman when I'm in business. But
Yes.
I know how to I know how to turn it off, and I think that
Hmm.
helped me a lot being raised in a two-parent home as well. You know what I'm saying? Because my
Mm.
mother is very submissive. She didn't really work, so it's like she's very soft. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and I watched her how she was with my dad, and I kind of implement that. Like even if
Hmm.
I can do it, it be like, okay, can you open this for me? Can you get this down for me?
Oh,
You know,
thank
it's
you,
like you also
Always
allow
jumping
a
on the
man to
passenger
be a
side of
man.
the car. Mm-mm. I ain't
Yeah, you
driving
like
nowhere.
I'm never driving. Like
Mm-mm.
my husband is always driving. So it's like I've learned
Yes.
that from her though. You know what I'm saying? I learned to be very soft
Mm-hmm.
and that men like to feel appreciated. They
Mm-hmm.
like to feel needed.
Absolutely.
And so, baby,
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
need you. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
like I need
Mm-hmm.
you. I need you to open my water bottle. I need you to get this
Open
down. I
the
need you to check like
For
yes.
real.
Daddy. Yeah.
Listen, people be talking, them girls be talking about how they don't need a man, baby. I needs mine. I'm
I
sorry. I
need
don't know.
mine, baby.
That
I
is
don't
not
like to
my
drive,
testimony.
so I need
Mm-mm.
you to
I
drive
needs
me.
my man.
Yes.
Sorry, I do.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
So, what's a moment in your business journey that broke you, but also helped build you?
Oh wow. Well, I opened up a juice bar back in 2019.
I
And
remember.
yes, and that juice bar, it broke me, but it also helped me build. It built me too, because I made a lot of bad decisions with money. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like it really helped me become a better steward and make better decisions on business. You know,
Mhm.
so I started off with a whole building in a public plaza, 2,000 square foot, and rebuilt the whole building. It was literally just a shell. Nothing had ever been there. And so I had to redo a whole build out. And so that broke me because I had no experience in that. You know, I spent a whole lot of unnecessary money doing
Mhm.
that. You know what I'm saying? But it also made me a better businesswoman as well, and make better decisions with my finances and how to actually run a business. You know?
Mhm.
Okay.
So it
Yeah.
took me, even like my tax office I had, like it took a lot of money to build it, but I end up walking away from it. But it's like also showed me how to make better decisions, and also showed me who I am. Like, I've always been an entrepreneur. I come from a entrepreneur family. My grandmother owned her own hair salon. My granddad was a brick mason. So my parents, they into real estate. My dad is still his own entrepreneur. He owned a tow truck. So like a lot of things, I've been an entrepreneur by birth, you know. So it's
Mhm.
like I did a lot of different businesses, but it also built me up as a woman to know who I am, what I like to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If I had not done those things, I wouldn't know what I like to do. You know, like most people got
Mhm.
to go get 100 jobs. I don't have 100 different businesses trying to figure out what it is that I like and what I want to do. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's a moment in business that broke you, Lakeisha, and then that built you back up?
I bought a franchise business, and baby, that ooh, that was a lot. And I was a newbie. It was in what, 2014, 2015, something. And I still own it, but I don't do anything with it. But it broke me because we saw the money coming in, but we had all this other stuff that we had to pay and do this and that, and just spending, just not being a good steward. And
Yeah.
now, once I got this, I had another business too that it was the same thing. And because I'm used to making my own money. Like, I go to work and I know I'm gonna get a check. Like, I know the money is coming. But it's the fact that when you depend on working and doing your own business, that's different. That's a whole
Mhm.
different dynamic. And that franchise business literally took me out, but I was able to sustain. And then, so when I opened up my first location of the spa in Overtown, I was a little frugal, and I would sit and have meltdowns because they
And
they
that's, you know, that was crazy. That's crazy. I'm gonna ask y'all that now. Have you ever cried in the boardroom, a meeting,
oh my God.
in the
Yes.
office with a
Oh,
client that you, and what
listen.
triggered it? Hi, Fab. Hi, Dr. Fab.
Hey, Dr. Fab.
And what triggered that?
Listen, I would have meltdown like when I first opened my first spa in Overtown. And it was during COVID. And we they I wanted a color or something, and my sisters, they laugh at that today. They be saying, "Oh my God, you sat there and you had a meltdown because my nephew who was doing the painting, he bought the wrong color paint." I think I was just so stressed.
Yeah,
I was just
overwhelmed.
so overwhelmed. And so I just sat there and I boohoo cried. And now that color is our signature color, and it's everywhere. It's on the bus. It's in the other shop. And we getting ready to open up another space. And it's just like everything is the same. And he was like, and he said, and he always say, "TT, remember you sat in the middle of the floor and you was crying like, what? You wasting my money. I don't have no money to waste." And I was
Yeah.
having a whole meltdown. And that was just little. That was just something very minor, but it was just the fact of business and being stressed and being overwhelmed. And it's just a different dynamic when you're an entrepreneur, and people don't see that part. People don't
Yeah.
see like your struggles and your meltdowns and all those things. But I've had a couple of meltdowns. I want to throw in the towel almost. My husband said, "You be want to give up about once a month." I said, "Yeah."
You
Oh,
wouldn't
that's
be a
more than
true businesswoman
that.
if you did. Look.
That's more than me. I mean, that's
It's,
less than me. That's less than me. Once a month, oh,
uh,
I'm every day.
yeah, it'd be crazy.
So,
It'd be
Sabrina, you
crazy.
ever had a meltdown, cried in front of a client, in the
Yes, girl. Like being a coach, you know, a
Mm-hmm.
prosperity coach and coaching other women through
Mm-hmm.
their stuff is like listening to a woman going through the same thing that I'm going through, and here I am, got to try to coach you through it. When it's like I just finished overcoming this, and I got to try to coach you through this, baby. It's like I'm supposed to be helping you, and I'm boohooing with you. Like,
look,
Correct.
ain't don't God got a sense of humor?
Correct. Yes, he does.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes,
But that
yes,
also, like
yes.
you just said, that just lets you know that you in the right place. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? God got you,
Yeah.
because I would never even attracted that circumstance if
Mm-mm.
I have not was
Been through it.
literally getting out of it. You know.
Yeah.
You
So
wouldn't have
it's
been
like
able
listening
to
to her
assist her.
talk about it. I'm like, oh my God! Like it reminded me
Mm-hmm.
so much of what I was going through and just coming out of, and then now having to talk to her about it. It was just like, oh my God, you know.
Mm. Ooh, that one right there. I know
It's
too.
always
Glad
the
down too.
time.
It's
It's
like you
always
supposed to
the
look up
time
to
when
me and help you out of this, and here I am crying with
going through
you.
it.
Like, what
Yes,
the
yes.
hell?
That's always the time when people need the most. When you're going through something or you just come out of something and you don't. It's tender. It's a tender
Mm-hmm.
place. It still hurts, and that's the
Yeah.
time when somebody who's going through a similar situation gonna call you or need
Yes,
you to do something. And baby, listen, but you got to be there to encourage them and then not even flinch about it. And
Yeah.
so that's the strongness of a mother, of a woman, and
Of a woman.
that's the
Yes.
strong part about us. We gonna dust ourselves off, and we gonna encourage, and we gonna help, and we gonna do what's necessary.
yes,
Yeah.
Everybody gonna have that superpower.
And so when do we, because you said superpower, so all of us have been through domestic violence at one point in
Mhm. Yes.
how do we get ourselves in those situations, and when do we finally get the courage or the strength to say, you know what, I'm leaving?
Oof. Well, decisions. Not paying attention to the red flags. Like that's first of all how we get it, because the red flags are there. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
nobody say. Like I done been in two different domestic violence situations, and I cannot lie and say I did not know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because how you talk to other people, how you respond in other circumstances, situations, it's only a matter of time before you do the
Mm-hmm.
same shit to me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like we
Mm-hmm.
cannot. We say, "Oh, I didn't know." Well, it may not have been you at the time, but you saw him lose control
Mm-hmm.
in
Mhm.
other circumstances. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? It just wasn't you at the time. You know,
Correct.
and so how they handle and respond to other situations and circumstances is literally, that's the answer. That's
Mm-hmm.
the answer of how. And if we, for some reason, in our mind, we be a little delusional and say it ain't gonna be me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Or he won't do it to me.
Mm-mm.
And you just haven't made him that
Or,
mad
or,
yet.
or I'm a beat them down.
Yeah. Or
Hello,
I'm gonna change him.
yes,
He gonna change.
he gonna
Yeah.
change. I know. I got a superpower where he ain't gonna do me like that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, no, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
So yes,
Mm-mm.
and then getting the strength to leave is just now recognizing who you are. Like me leaving, find out to say I had to look in the mirror and say, "Bitch, do you know who the fuck you are?
For real.
Like, this ain't what you accept. Like,
Correct.
honey, no." I remember in my young years, I used to use, abuse, and lose a nigga quick. Like, hello, like use you, abuse you, be like, hey, if you ain't got no coins, bye. Talk to you
Bye
any kind of
bye.
way. So it's like I had to realize,
Right.
like, hold on, I'm really a boss. Like, what the hell? Like, I didn't
Right.
know. And
Right.
you finally come to that realization, like, I don't gotta put up with this.
Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna put up with this, and then you finally leave. But this to answer your question is like we get in those situations because we feel like it won't be us. Women
Mm-hmm.
can be very freaking delusional. For
Yeah.
real.
I
We'll have
agree.
all the signs that this is how they are. And for some reason, we think in our minds that it won't be us.
And sometimes they tell us that they done been through that stuff, and they make it like the woman is crazy, and then you be like, dang, you beat up your baby mama, you beat up the other
Yep.
baby mama, you beat up the
Yep.
girlfriend, all that stuff like that, and you
Yes.
tell them to do that, like, and then when
Mm-mm. No, I think you the problem, friend.
you change, or they hit you first, so that's like, man,
Mm-mm.
Yes, girl. So it is we be delusional because we feel like, okay, well, we want to play God. I'm gonna forget. I tell them now, look, only God can forgive. Look, I'm not God. Only God gives second chances. I'm gonna forgive you, but I ain't giving you no second chances.
No, for real, we
God
gotta
is a
go.
God of second chances, not me. Okay.
Because honestly, once an abuser, or once
Always.
someone always,
And you
always.
just haven't made them mad enough yet. That's what it
Mhm,
is.
Yeah.
mhm.
Or they're
Yeah,
not in love with you enough to do that.
Exactly. That part. Well, I ain't even gonna say because I'm at this point in my life to where I feel like if you really do love me, you will have more discipline.
They got a phone, right?
correct.
You know,
You will have more
if they don't
discipline
treat you as
to not do that. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
like, yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm. All I know is in my younger years when I used to see my mom, go through that, and then I would date a young man or somebody, and I mean, when you younger, they be like, oh, because I love you, you made me mad, see what you made me do, da, 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 da. Okay,
Yeah.
you crazy. Okay,
Exactly.
you crazy as hell. Ain't nobody about to sit up here and let you hit on them and all this, and it breaks my heart now seeing these young girls letting these guys do that to them,
And
like,
be okay. Like they
and
literally
be
think
okay
that
with
that's a
it,
form
like,
of love. Like
yes, and
what
they
I
should,
don't
or
understand.
they'll beat them and go buy them something, or go
Hello.
take them shopping or
Oh,
something like that.
I was
So
listen. I was a victim of that, girl.
Me
Oh,
yeah,
too.
I know, me too, that's why I can talk about it, don't worry about it. Yeah, we
But I had to come to the
no.
realization that
Mm-mm.
I deserve more. And
Correct,
real love
correct.
does not hurt. If we really look
Mm-mm.
at the word love in the Bible, we all are women of God on here.
That's
Love is
right.
patient. Love is kind.
Mm-hmm,
Love does
mm-hmm.
not. Love does not is not easily angered.
Nope.
Hello.
yes,
So if you
Love will
love
teach you
somebody,
to
you
have
have more
self-control.
patience. You
That's
have
right.
more
yeah.
self control.
Mm-hmm.
Self control.
Yeah.
You have more self control. So it's
Yeah.
it's us that really don't know what love is, and we allow certain things too long. Or like
And
you
yeah,
said,
that
like you buy me something, I'm happy again. But
mm-mm.
you gonna buy me a
It's a
Chanel bag and kill me
pacifier.
tomorrow?
It's a pacifier, just like a
It's a
baby.
Yeah.
pacifier.
Yeah. Mhm.
And after a
A
while, they
pacifier.
been done slapped you again or something, or did something crazy, or
And yes,
um,
and now I'm at a time in my life now that I got so much PTSD from it that I'm gonna go ahead and have you arrested because I don't want to kill you.
yeah,
You know what
for
I'm saying?
real.
Like I don't
And,
want to do
and,
something to you.
and don't stand over me because I'm gonna be ready to fight you before you even put your hand
Exactly.
on me.
Like I'm
I
ready
don't
to
For
want
real.
kill
that
you,
no
so I need to go
feelings
Mm-mm.
ahead
on
and get you up out of here because if I respond a certain way, then I'm gonna be the reason. I'm gonna be the bad person.
you.
You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
So
and I saw so many people that I knew, and so many girls that I knew that was going through that, and I'm just like, why we, we pretty girls, we going to college, we doing this and we doing that. Why we sitting up here letting these, and then you see the ones who used to be doing all the craziness, and you see them today, they messed up, they either strung out or looking a mess or something like that.
God
Yeah.
don't like ugly
They look
girls.
like
God
life
do
in
not like ugly.
prison. Yeah.
Listen, be like, what was I thinking? Was I smoking
Hello.
you? Like, what is going on? Why did I let them do that? So when I became an adult and I had started having kids, listen, I was determined. I am not about to let nobody disrespect me that way. I demand respect. If you can't respect me or respect my children and respect, no, we don't need to be together. But
No,
I
we
think I listen. I thank God. Listen for my husband. Listen, oh my God, I'm telling you, because ain't no way I'll be dealing with
And
that at this. And it look like the kids be
But
saying,
then
"This is
you
big
know,
old age,
I was just about to say some women at this big old age still
still
dealing with
going
it
through it." Yes.
because we ain't got no God ain't send no more to the front. They ain't got no more in the back. So it'd be like, dang, do we gotta settle for this or
No,
what?
you don't.
Like,
You don't.
some
No, you
women
do
be
not.
like,
Because
ain't
of
no
sometimes I've seen when I was in high school, I saw one of my friends get killed. He
mm,
killed her and threw her in the trunk, and they had to find her body. From being from domestic violence. She was scared to death of him. He could just hold his hand up, and that's bad. That's a
yeah.
bad situation. So it's like these young girls now today, they think that's the norm. Like they think that's normal,
See, it's
but
okay.
that he can snap and kill you.
but they
You
see it in their households. They see what that happening with their moms and stuff like that.
correct,
And how many times I scroll through Facebook on the reels and stuff, and
oh
even
my
just
God.
watching and hearing, and me being a teacher, some of these
Yes.
girls, like my mama, be like, just handle it or just ignore him because we ain't
Oh,
got
he
nowhere
gonna
to say.
change. He
We
gonna
ain't got nowhere to
change.
stay. Or
Yeah.
it's so expensive. You know, housing is so expensive now that women are staying in these situations because where they gonna go? What can they afford?
No way.
Girl,
I'll
I
be
hate
under the
to
bridge.
admit that. I don't give a damn. Like, I am out of here. Like,
No, for
I will
real.
figure my life out. Because it's like, I
Yeah,
get ready
we'll
to get
start
20.
all
I'm a
over.
40-year-old woman now. I'm not dealing. I can't deal with that now.
Too
Like, I
old for
cannot deal with
that.
that now. So it's like,
Correct.
I can't do it. Like, I literally had to say bye just
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. Like, bye.
Wow.
You know? Like, I'm not about to deal with this.
Mm-mm.
No, like, you,
Okay,
especially you.
I know y'all gotta go. Yeah, we wrapping it up soon. But what's something you wish other women knew about power that you had to learn the hard way?
That everything you got is on the inside of you. Stop downplaying yourself. Stop thinking that you not that girl. You are that girl.
That's right.
You got skills. You got everything you need. Like, that's what I wish every girl would just understand. Like, it's no more education. Yeah, you got to enhance your education, but it's nothing that you got to learn.
You ain't
Just
gotta
know
learn it.
who the
It's
fuck you
already there.
are.
That's
Just know
right.
that you are that girl. You can do, be, and have anything.
That's true.
Write the goal down. Imagine yourself already being that person. All right. And then start aligning yourself with people and making relationships with people and getting it done. That's it. All business is relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, really just knowing who you are. What are your goals? Whatever your goals are, write them down. And then
Yes.
start looking around and communicating with the people that's already in your circle and let them know that. And if they can't help you, then get a new
Get 'em
circle.
out. That's it. That's
Get
it.
a new circle. Just realizing who you are and what you want, and start making decisions. I'm like, align your behavior with align your behavior with your beliefs.
Goals. That's
That's
it.
it.
Yes.
Whatever you believe in, behave that way.
Yeah.
Stop talking to people who cannot help you.
Mm-mm.
Stop going to places that don't benefit you.
Yeah, they
You
don't
know what I'm
coach
saying?
you. Don't
Stop
go.
having conversations with people that don't benefit you. That's what I mean. Like, we have a goal, but you will sit on the phone with somebody gossiping about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
About
You go to
nothing.
the club every day.
Exactly. You didn't ask one question about your goal. Right?
Listen, I
You didn't
feel
ask
so
that person
good
one
about
time,
not
who do
being
you
in the
know that can
club,
help me do
man.
this? You know, so it's like we gotta align our belief with our behavior. And
That's
if we
true.
do that, then you will see yourself catapult to a whole new level.
Yes. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's what I want to tell
Absolutely.
any girl. Just know who you are. Know who you are, for one, that you are that girl that you can do anything. And then come up with your goals and start building relationships and going to places that benefit that. And if it don't benefit that, you ain't got time.
Okay.
Listen, stop getting upset when people don't invite you places, and when you don't
Hello.
get invited to the cookouts or the whatever, or the brunch and this and that, because that ain't your circle. They're not going to the places that you're going. And when you have to, and I said this when I was sitting on a panel at some event, and I said, if your dreams and aspirations don't scare you, then you're thinking too small. It's too small, because if they don't scare you, to get around like-minded individuals to be able to help you, push you, mold you, make you, then you're around the wrong people. You're around the wrong people. So it's like you have to, I'm very humble. I'm a real humble person, but in my business, I am not humble. I'm not humble in my business, because my business is what is going to what I birthed, and I know that God gave it to me. So I'm not gonna sit there and lay down and let people walk over you. They just like you said, align yourself with a circle. Get with some like-minded individuals. Hang with some people that's going to help cultivate you, and you'll be able to make it. And it's just like these little girls. It's so scary watching them and seeing them like bump into the walls because they don't want to listen, and they're looking at social media, they looking at Instagram and influencers and different that, and all that stuff be fake, because they don't want to see the real. Them people ain't living like that.
For real.
And they ain't living like that. So it's the fact that you have to help push them, but they have to want it. You have to want change. If you want change, you're gonna have change, and that change is gonna start within. And it's gonna start within.
Yes. So I thank you all for showing up. I thank y'all for telling y'all truth and being, an open book. I really appreciate that because people need to know, like, hey, this ain't what it is, but it ain't what it ain't. But I
Right.
do appreciate that, and I appreciate y'all being transparent. Number one, and taking the time out because I know the mall about to be closing. You're gonna be locked out in a minute, so I do
I'm
appreciate
good.
it.
We okay.
Yeah, I do appreciate it. So we sip champagne for the wins, we
Yes,
chat
yes, yes,
for the
yes.
healing, and we show up for
Mhm.
our legacy. So see
Yes.
you all next Wednesday. Until then, you all stay real, stay raw, and stay in your power. Good
All
night,
Yes,
right.
you
girl.
all.
Bye,
Yes.
guys.
Bye.
You. We spilled the tea and popped the bottles, but we're just getting started. If you felt this convo, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. Because trust me, it's about to get even